Hello there, everybody, and welcome to another Is God the A-hole? I welcome. It's been 2 weeks since I did my last one. I do apologize. I was sick last week, so I've definitely gotten over it. It was a bit, yeah, well, I probably could have killed myself and done it, but I was just like, yeah, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. So I do apologize, but I definitely have have recovered okay. I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Worry about yourself. Have you checked on yourself lately? Have you checked on yourself? It's probably a good idea. I was going to do like maybe a incentive thing. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I wanted to, but a goal. Yeah, let's do a goal. I'll do 5 super chats, all the colors. Timer. 2 hours. Um, Random gaming stream. Random gaming stream. Okay. All right. Hang on. I'm with you, Lil. If we get some super chats, I'll do a random gaming stream. Probably Friday night Eastern time, Thursday night, maybe. So let's create a goal because I'm trying to do engagement. I'm trying to up my game. Let's do it. Let's do a goal. Oh, thanks so much, Stop Stupidity. I really appreciate it, mate. I really do. First off, thank you for joining me. It's going to be a fantastic one. As you probably saw from the thumbnail, it's a bit of a contentious one this week. A bit of a contentious one. Things could possibly go well. But as always, I do want to do comment of the week. Yes, it's comment of the week. It's my favorite comment from my weekly feedback, and thank you so much for sending it in. I really do enjoy looking at them. Let's see. Here we have Tartan Catholic. Now this, just for some background, this is basically on my can we move that in? No. Okay, that's fine. This is from my fundamentalist fails on Brian Holdsworth, who is he is a Catholic apologist that was first one from Stop Stupidity, $2 you rock, and much love to you all. So someone obviously wants a random gaming stream because that is the goal. So 5 super chats will get you one. I don't know what I'll play. Probably something incredibly dumb. Probably something incredibly funny. Let's do it. So Tartan Catholic, who obviously he's on Brian Holdsworth's side, because I did do Brian Holdsworth and him claiming that movies were magic cast by wizards in order to enchant the population. So this was the comment. I go back. Tartan Catholic says, Brian is possibly one of the least abrasive and most understanding of Catholic apologists, yet barely a minute into your video, your tone is one of unbearable self-confidence and condescension towards him. While your style may have been popular in the mid-2000s or amongst your niche audiences who already agree with you, most people, including those genuinely discerning between atheism and theism, will be turned off by your personality long before you make any arguments. Okay. Lil, thank you so much for $2. Woo! But I'm busy Friday night. Well, you know what? I can probably... I will have to see my schedule, but I'll try and do something else then. I'll try and make it at some point. I do have the member stream tomorrow. Don't think I haven't forgotten about that, but I will do an extra one if we do get 5 super chats. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So my response is, so the problem that you have is that you take any disbelief or incredulity towards your religious claims as a personal attack, when it's simply the claims that you are making that I find ridiculous, not Brian or you personally. I think I treated the absurd idea that Brian is promoting, that wizards are using magic to enchant people through movies and other media, with exactly the respect it warranted. And here's the thing. It's kind of like, and what like, okay, so the next one is, if by wizards he means directors and BYB magic, he means special effects, and by magic he means, I don't see the issue. He didn't. That's the problem. He didn't. But yeah, talking to a ghost would be necromancy. Okay, well, I mean, you've lost me, but like, he didn't. That's the thing. He was saying there's a magic that they're doing. They enchant, but I. And then Space Train says, yeah, man, they still live in a where they think being an arrogant dick signals intelligence. Okay, so let's clear this up for a second. You are putting a claim out there that you have access to the all-powerful master of the universe, and that he decides what is best for everybody and will judge everybody, determining where they go in their afterlife. And you think I'm the arrogant dick for basically saying, well, I don't believe you, and that sounds ridiculous. Like, seriously, the irony. I want some ironies in the chat, because holy crap. Like, you have these people making these claims, and when you put in any disbelief, you're the one being arrogant. That is the greatest irony, possibly more than Alanis Morissette has in her song. The greatest irony. By the way, I saw this thing about the Alanis Morissette meta irony argument. If you haven't heard of it, it's like people go, nothing in the song is actually ironic, and they're right. But what if that's the irony, that nothing is in the song is ironic? Maybe that's the irony. That's the irony. Have you ever thought about that? I didn't till this morning, and I went, wow, I don't think that is the case, but that's fascinating, right? What the song, because it's not ironic, any of the examples that she gives, like rain on a summer day, there's nothing ironic about that. That is not ironic. But the fact that the song has no irony in it is ironic. It works. Alanis Morissette vindicated, maybe accidentally, but vindicated all this time. Look, I've got nothing against Alanis Morissette. I think she's one of the better Canadian artists that have come out. So, hey, she's pretty innocuous. She's no Justin Bieber causing trouble. She's fine. Stop the stupidity. I don't know what to say, so I'm just typing stuff because of reasons. Oh, thank you so much for the $5. Stop the stupidity. I should have things. Hang on. I've got this thing. Are you impressed? Are you not entertained? Never mind. That I don't use that graphic because it's kind of crap. It's really crap. But anyway, we're not here for the crap graphics, nor my favorite comment. Even though it is great. Oh, bam. Okay, we've got Stop the Stupidity with 5 readerships. Thank you so much. Let me get out my voice. Thank you so much, STS. I really appreciate it. You know what? We just need a couple more super chats, but that's okay. There's a fair amount to go. It's all good. Let's not front load our show here, people. Come on now. We've got Able Forwards Backwards Chrissy CNG. Did that say unicorn meat? Oh, that is chaotic evil if ever I've seen it. Holy crap. All right, that's wild. Unicorn meat. Look, either way, if the unicorn in the Bible is just a rhinoceros, either way that's horrifying, quite frankly, but I do like it. To spam goes here. Yes. Well, or unicorn meat, whichever you feel willing to put in a can. Spam. Felix Leader. Winners, chicken dinners. All winners in my book. Speaking of books, we're here to go through a certain book. Oh, please let me know if I'm being an arrogant dick, by the way. Just please do. Apparently I can't tell. So, you know, uh it's incredible, right? Like it's just, to me it's funny. It's really funny to see somebody make a claim that they have a direct connection to the all-powerful ruler of the universe, and then when you say you don't believe them, they go, "Stop being arrogant." You can't make this shit up. I tell you, can't make this shit up. Like, seriously, what the hell? It's hilarious to me. Anyway, we're here for a certain book. You know what it is. It's your Bible. That's right. It's all our Bible time. But today we are asking the question, is God the a-hole? And we're up to Genesis 21. So that means I've done like 10 episodes of this thing. Who would have thunk that this would be popular? Who would have thunk it? Well, Stop the Stupidity would have thunk it, because he came up with the original idea. So, open your Bibles to Genesis 21. Gird your loins. However you want to gird them, that's fine. So this post comes up on Am I the Arsehole? Was I wrong for finally giving my chosen people their promised son, but telling them to send their... Oh, did I miss their other son away? Okay. So I, male, infinity, had promised my friends Abraham, male, 99, and Sarah, female, 90. Okay, that seems a bit ridiculous. That they would have a son even though this seemed completely impossible at their advanced age. Sarah was really happy, but that did not last very long. Ishmael, Abraham's older son through Hagar. Don't forget, Hagar was the Egyptian slave that they had in their household. I mean, it does say servant, but it's pretty much slave. As Isaac it was still part of the household. As Isaac grew, tension resurfaced. One night, when there was a feast, Sarah noticed that Ishmael was mocking Isaac, and she demanded that Abraham send Hagar and Ishmael away. She didn't want Ishmael sharing in Isaac's inheritance. Can I just quickly duck in here to say that I'm never going to look at Sarah's the same way, right? Like, I honestly, she is one of the worst people. Like, Sarah was the one, right, who wanted Abraham to sleep with Hagar, or basically non-consensually get a son off of Hagar. She was the one who insisted on it, then treated Hagar like crap, and now because Hagar's son, who is also her husband's son, is being mean to her, or like her son, then she sends them away. She was the one that wanted that in the first place. She is awful. She is a terrible character. I did not know this. You know what? I've read the Bible. I probably just forgot this, but she is absolutely dreadful. Horrible. You know, she's the one that caused all... Terrible. I'm glad this is a fictional story. Abraham was deeply distressed by this, as Ishmael was his firstborn son. Yeah, I can imagine. Like, I can imagine Abraham going, Sarah, this was your idea. Yeah, you know, getting Ishmael born by a Hagar, who didn't really have a choice in the matter, was her idea. So I can imagine he would be distressed, right? It's like, Sarah, this was your choice. You wanted this. I told Abraham to listen to Sarah and send them away. So God's like, yeah, I know Sarah's being a dick, but yeah, I'm on board. God's on board. That's totally acceptable behavior for me. Totally acceptable. Yes, that's exactly what we want to do. Send them away from their entire tribe and out into the wilderness. Like, could you not have, gotten her back to Egypt, or at least, home or something? Like, gotten her back to her parents? I mean, I know that Abraham probably got Hagar into his household by pulling the old sister wife trick, but I feel like I feel like I really feel like God supporting this is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I'm sorry. It is pretty bad. Ugh. I told Abraham to listen to Sarah and send them away, assuring him that Isaac would carry the covenant line, but that Ishmael would also become a nation. Okay, Ishmael. Hey, Kata, so good to see you. Haven't seen you in a hot second, and it's fantastic to see you. I hope Twiggy's okay. I really do. My favorite goat. Um, this is where people start questioning me, and honestly, I understand why. Yeah, yeah. So he allows Sarah to use Hagar as basically a surrogate for Abraham, her husband. You let Sarah carry on being mean to Hagar, something that's not her fault in the slightest. Um, and then you basically, when Sarah doesn't like Ishmael being mean to Isaac, instead of correcting the child and possibly correcting the adults, because quite frankly they're acting dreadfully, instead you support Sarah in sending this poor woman. Look, I don't know who the a-hole in this story is, but it's definitely not Hagar. I'll tell you that for right now. I feel really sorry for this poor woman. Do they drive on the other side of the road? Yeah, absolutely. It's the left-hand side. Yes. Keep left. Yes. We drive on the left-hand side, and you'll notice that all of the steering wheels are on the right-hand side. It's on the opposite side. Yes. I think England drives on the left as well. It's a really easy way to get a GeoGuessr if it's in Australia or England, because they're like the only places that drive on the left-hand side. Absolutely. I'm amazed you didn't know that, actually. That's yeah, definitely drive on the left-hand side in Australia. It's interesting because I drive, like, if you're doing a driving simulator or playing, Euro Truck or something, you're driving on the opposite side to what I'm used to. It's kind of weird. It is weird for me. But anyway, that's your Australian trivia for today. Don't ask for any more. Everyone gets one. Everyone gets one. Hagar and Ishmael were sent away from the tribe with limited supplies and eventually ran out of water. Hagar placed Ishmael under a bush and stepped away because she couldn't bear to watch him die. That's the point where I intervened again. Like, seriously, this poor woman, she is a slave from Egypt, taken by Abraham, made to get pregnant. She runs away. God tells her to go back. Then she gets thrown out even after she goes back. She gets thrown out. Like, does God just like to see this poor woman humiliated? Is that what's going on here? Because she went back by God's command. He said, go back. And then when she goes back, they throw her out. Like, why aren't you, like, appearing to... And the crazy thing is, here's the crazy thing. Okay, God tells her to go back, and when Sarah says, you should get out of here, God doesn't appear to them and go, no, we want her back in the tribe. It's important. He goes to Abraham, who's protesting, and say, yeah, cast that Hagar out. Don't support her at all. Even though God was the one that told her to go back in the first place. This is crazy. Right? This is just tormenting a woman for no reason whatsoever. Like, whatsoever. I'm leaning towards everybody is an asshole in this story except for Hagar. Maybe a little. Ugh. I heard Ishmael crying and called to Hagar, reassuring that I saw what was happening. Saw what was happening? You instigated it, God. What are you talking about? I told her not to be afraid and reminded her that Ishmael would become a great nation. Then I enabled her to see a well of water that sustained them. They survived and Ishmael grew up in the wilderness. Oh yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, no, nothing like letting a child grow up in the bush, just out in the wilderness. Nothing for their development. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Still, I didn't prevent the expulsion in the first place. I allowed the situation to escalate to the point where the survival in question was stepping in. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You think? You think? That's one of the main criticisms. People ask why I didn't resolve the tension within the household instead of allowing it to break apart so drastically. Yeah, we're seeing that God has a split personality. It's all about misogyny. I don't know. He seems to have, like, on one hand, he's like, when Hagar runs away, he's like, go back to the household. And when they throw her out, he's like, no, that's exactly what I wanted. I don't know. I don't know what he is after, but he's just, this is real bad. Real bad. Later, Abraham made a treaty with a local king, Abimelech, over access to water. He was mentioned perfectly. Perfectly earlier. Who Abimelech, if you don't recall, is the king that got threatened by God because he slept, or he took on board Abraham's sister wife. You know, he was doing the old sister wife scam, and Abimelech took Sarah into his household. It's weird that Sarah didn't mention it. Like I said, Sarah and Abraham are some of the most vilest characters that I've ever seen written about. Right? These guys, they're absolutely dreadful. Just awful people. You know, and I really feel sorry for Hagar, who's an Egyptian slave with no choice in the matter. You know, I can understand why she was traumatized by this. I really can. They resolved a dispute peacefully, and Abraham settled in the land, continuing to call on me. Life moved forward, but the earlier decision still lingers in the background. Why would it linger in the background? Why would throwing somebody out of your tribe to die in the wilderness, then basically saying, hey, it's okay. Here's a well, have some water. I know that you're going to have to raise your child by yourself in the wilderness, but hey, he'll be a great nation one day. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. I can see how it looks. I fulfilled a promise, but the fulfillment created division. I reassured Abraham, but the solution involved sending others away, endangering their lives. I rescued Hagar and Ishmael, but only after they were already in danger. Am I the arsehole for doing this? And I will get out the poll. You probably know my feelings on this because I've already basically stated them. I think that Sarah and Abraham 100% deserve one another. They are both absolutely awful. And can I just say, like, Abraham, like, seriously, my guy, what are you doing? Like, stand up for yourself. Was God the a-hole for insisting Hagar be exiled and saving them in the wilderness? The wilderness? What wilderness? The wilderness? Okay, gotcha. I'll just get my things here. Yeah, I think that I think that there's so many ways that an omniscient, omnipotent, omnibenevolent, or at least maximally knowing, powerful, and good deity could have handled this 100% better. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I really do not. I want to know who this serves and what it's actually supposed to do, because this is really bad. It's really awful. You know, even if they survive, it's what did happen. I don't even remember. Okay. So apparently he became a hunter in the desert of Paran. Died at the age of 137. Yeah, I have doubts, but hey, hey. Yeah, so apparently he did. So um so apparently like because he was in the wilderness, he became a great hunter kind of thing. Um I don't know. I think that maybe the sort of the um Islamic tradition sort of claims descendants. Yeah, some sort of pre-Islamic poetry mentions Ishmael, his father Abraham, and a sacrifice story. The sacrifice of his brothers are okay. So some of the pre-Islamic kind of stuff. Um, Ishmael is recognized by Muslims as the ancestor of several northern prominent Arab tribes and the forefather of Adnan, the ancestor of Muhammad. So they think that Muhammad was a descendant of Ishmael, which I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know how we could possibly test that, but that's basically what they claim. Interesting. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I don't have a lot of comments here. So good to see you, Jess. So good to see you. I don't know about all the work. Yeah, well, that's probably true, but it's a really good idea, STS. A really good idea. I do have to pay that. Roasted unicorn is tasty, better than dodo. I have had neither, and I don't think I want either. I don't think I want either, to be honest with you. Um, oh, thanks, Kata. It's so good to see you. Yahweh, all about the misogyny. Yeah, probably. Well, it does feel like that a lot of the blame that Abraham, like this is the thing, it bewilders me that, um, the sort of fundamentalists are sort of like, oh, but women have to be subservient to men, and it's really it's Sarah calling the shots here, right? Like it really is 100% Sarah saying, hey, I don't want her in my house. I'm going to make this decision. I'm going to make that decision. It really is this all encompassing, well, this is what they want. And don't get me wrong, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but it's weird that current Christians are like, well, the man's the head of the household and the woman is. Yeah, and I think in the Old Testament, it's Genesis that sort of says that woman was created to serve men, and it's like, oh, come on now. Um, Even my goats would have handled this better. You know what? I think they would actually. I think that if a goat had a son with another goat, and then had a son with the goat that they were mostly around, I think that goat wouldn't throw the other goat out of the herd. I think they would be fine. They might fight a bit, but that's fine. I don't think they would like let them die. I think goats have a better moral compass than that. The strange thing is, this is God's guy. This is his chosen person for his righteousness. And you've got to go, how? What criteria did you use, my guy? Because they're awful. Um, Waldorfness? Isn't that a salad? I don't know. I don't know. You expect more from an all powerful, impotent God. Well, Look, I'm not gonna comment on God's impotence, but yes, it kind of is like that. And the weird thing is that God is always like contacting people directly and telling them what to do. He contacts Hagar, he contacts Abraham, he contacts all of these people. He's just got a direct red phone to the earth, right? He's just telling people. He contacts Abimelech. And that guy's not even associated with his prophets, right? He's just some random king. And he contacts him in a dream and says, listen, mate, you better shape up because you've got a sister wife that you don't know about. Like, he contacts everybody. But for some reason, he doesn't do it today. It's very strange. Suggesting this occurred before God became all-knowing? Possibly. Like, that's possible, right? Because... and it goes on like there's a lot of times God has to go down to like Sodom and Gomorrah to see what's going on there, right? He has to verify that the rumors that he's heard is true, and it's like, well, why? So all of this happens, and you'll see more of this in the second verse that we're doing, the second chapter, sorry, that we're doing. Like it is more of that, well, God didn't know about this stuff, and why is God doing this kind of thing? It's very, 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 very strange. The God of the Old Testament doesn't seem to know what's going on a lot of the time. It's weird. For the promotion to all-knowing Unipower version, well, yeah, I look, I don't know whether he sort of had a corporate merger, like with L, like this corporate merger gave him the power to see all things at all times. But yes, there is a point, and it's basically about the time Paul gets involved. So 40 AD onwards, 45 AD onwards, suddenly he becomes all-knowing, all-powerful, all-seeing, all-good, all of these things. But before that, doesn't know much. It's also a high-end hotel. Oh, yeah, the Waldorf something. Look, so can I just point out, even though, obviously, according to the story, she survived and her son, Ishmael, became a hunter. Can I just point out how much of a dick move it is to send a mother and child out into the wilderness at this time, right? Like during this tribal Iron Age in Palestine, basically. I mean, it is, I know that he gave her water, but it is not easy, and what the hell? Like, and here's the thing, like, Sarah didn't know that she would survive. Obviously, Abraham's like, well, God told me to, so I'm going to do it. We've got problems with that later. But Sarah didn't know that. She's like, yeah, that bitch can die in the wilderness for all I care. And her son too, and her illegitimate son too. To me, it sounds more like what you have is a woman who is the matriarch or the matronly figure in a tribe and is married to the chieftain, the king of the tribe, Abraham, who's also her brother, but never mind about that. That, like, they're the heads of the tribe. You have her... like, Abraham has a son through a slave, an Egyptian slave, and then Sarah is going, well, it's probably his firstborn that's going to inherit leadership of the tribe. So she wants to get rid of him. Ishmael. And probably Hagar for jealousy at the same time. This is really appalling behavior. Like really bad behavior. God was the original telemarketer? Yeah, probably. I'm just saying, like, it's amazing that God can't manage to send me a single dream or What did he do? He appeared as a brazier and a torch or something, a fire pot and a torch. So why can't he do that today? Like, why not appear? Like, if I saw a talking fire pot and torch, I probably would be, I mean, not convinced, but if I checked it out and it really was a talking fire pot and torch, that would be good evidence. That would be good evidence. But I have never in my life, not once, seen a talking fire pot. It's tied between God is the arsehole and everyone sucks here. And I'm thinking, sort of, if God wants to reinforce lessons, letting Sarah just banish this poor woman, what lesson does that reinforce? Do whatever you can, or else you will get, do whatever you can to get your son as the most prominent one, or else I don't know what he's trying to teach them. I really do not know what he's trying to teach them. So that was Genesis 21. The verdict is God was an asshole, but another one is everyone sucks here. I kind of think that everybody does. Maybe everyone except for Hagar. I mean, Ishmael's being a dick, like he's being horrible to people, but Ishmael is a child. Like, here's the thing. You can go, oh, well, that child is being horrible to my son, and not exile him to the wilderness for doing so. You know what I mean? Like, you can go, like, this is the thing, like, the attitude that these people had towards children is honor thy mother and father, or else. Like, if you don't pay attention, if you don't honor thy mother and father, if you don't listen, or if you're being an arsehole, like, stoning was their usual way of dealing with that, and we know that because there is a passage in I believe it's Deuteronomy that says that if your son is being drunken and insolent and lazy, you are to stone them to death in front of the temple. I'm not even joking. Their way of dealing with unruly children was get rid of them. They're a drain on the tribe, get rid of them. Now, I think that they didn't know any better. I think that they thought, well, if the child is unruly, there is no hope for them. But we know that's not the case, right? We know that it isn't somehow that child is born and just an evil person. They're just wearing devil horns coming out of the womb. A lot of it is their upbringing, their behavior. We can address these kinds of things. We can put in more constructive behavioral stuff. Like, we're aware of this. We're aware of this. Stop the stupidity for another $2. Oh, sorry, I missed your messages there. Don't piss off the wrong people, I think, is the message in that story. Yeah. But it's not just Ishmael suffering, it's the mother as well. I think the other side of the story is don't be a slave. But be a sister wife, not a slave. That's the moral of the story. And I guess the moral of the story is everything is moral when you're trying to establish the nation of Israel, like that God has promised you. And you know what? That is a moral continued to this very day that people are still trying to push. I really think so. Everything is moral if it's done by the because God said you could. Anything's moral. It's a really horrible message. Oh, well, wait, stop the stupidity. If you thought that was a horrible message, you're gonna hate the next one, because the next one is Genesis 22. I'll just zoom this in a bit. Oop. You're gonna absolutely hate this one. Absolutely hate it. But thank you, Stop the Stupidity. I do appreciate it. How many we got? We got 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. Wow, we're nearly there, and we've only just really started the stream. Well, I mean, we haven't just started the stream, but it's very, very close. Thank you so much to Lil and Stop Stupidity for donating. I really appreciate it. I will do something about it. We just need one more. So here we go. Yes, it's that time. It's the Binding of Isaac. Yep. I don't know if you were like looking forward to this one. I don't know if you were about to hate this one. This one's bad. This one's bad. So I, male, infinity, had this servant Abraham that would do anything. I asked him, no, really, he would do anything he was asked to. I worry for the man because he just does whatever he's told. I really wanted to see how far his loyalty went, so I told him to take his son Isaac and go to a specific place and offer him as a burnt offering to me. And yes, the Bible, if you are following with your Bibles, it does say this was a test from God to see if Abraham would slaughter and burn his son as an offering to the Lord. It actually says that it was a test. Abraham didn't argue. He got up early, prepared everything, and set out with Isaac and 2 servants. They traveled for days. When they arrived, he left the servants behind and went up the mountain with Isaac alone. Yeah, I've got a funny feeling the servants would have gone, "Are you out of your mind?" Like, no. And by servants, we do know it means slaves. Isaac even asked where the lamb for the offering was, and Abraham answered that I would provide. Which is, he didn't know at this point I was asking him to sacrifice his son, and technically I did provide him with his son Isaac. Yeah, so he didn't exactly lie. He said God would provide. And he had. Let's finish the goal. Congratulations! Stop the stupidity. So awesome. All right, I will be doing that gaming stream. I don't know how I'll set it up, but you absolutely will get it. Absolutely will get it. And we'll see how it goes. That sounds awesome. I'm right on board. Thank you so much, STS. It really means a lot to me. It really does. Thank you so much. Can I just point out the absolute ridiculous evilness, the mustache twirling villainy of your son going to, "Where's the lamb for the burnt offering?" And you knowing that you're going to be killing your son, going, "God will provide, son. God will provide," while staring him straight in the eye. Like, who is this man? Because seriously, that is downright freaking... That is diabolical. That is diabolical. Like, he doesn't even say, "Well, actually, son, you're the lamb." He goes, "No, God will provide." Holy shit. All right. Yeah, Abraham, chosen of God, God's righteous man. Wow. From an outside perspective, this is where things become deeply uncomfortable. You could say a little awkward, yeah. Abraham built the altar, arranged the wood, and bound his son. So, can we at this point recognize that Isaac wasn't going willingly? Like, if you've got to tie up your son for the sacrifice, he is not a willing sacrifice. We're not talking about, some Viking voluntary sacrifice here. We're talking about, his son probably tried to run away and he's like, no, let's hog-tie this boy to make sure he's the sacrifice. This man is a monster. He should not have 1, let alone 2 children. It is ridiculous. But mind you, he sent the other one off to die in the wilderness. So, there's that. Holy crap. He raised the knife. He was fully prepared to go through with it. Some people said I should have intervened earlier, but I really did want to see if Abraham would go through with it even though as an omniscient being, I already knew. And that's the crux of the problem. As an omniscient being who knows the outcome of all possibilities, he already knows whether Abraham's going to do it or not. There is no way he couldn't. He would already know that Abraham would do it unless he intercedes, because he can see the outcome of all possibilities. So why does he have to test him like this? Why does he actually have to see if Abraham will kill his son? An omniscient being would know that already. This is the paradox and the problem, the contradiction with the God of the Bible being omniscient. He does a lot of things because he wants to test somebody or find out if they'll do things. And that's a problem, because they claim that he would know already. There's a massive contradiction there. Now, if you want to claim that God is just really prescient, he knows tons of stuff, but not omniscient, that's fine, right? Like, he still has to do these tests. But he's not portrayed in that way by the modern apologists. He's omniscient, which means he knows already what will happen. So why traumatize probably both of them? Probably both Abraham and Isaac, to find out if you know something that you're already supposed to know. It makes zero sense to me. I wish someone could explain it. I really do. I really do. At the last moment, I called out to him and told him to stop. I said that now it was clear he feared me. Why was it not clear before? This is what I mean about the contradictory nature. A God that's omniscient would know that Abraham feared him. But in this story, he goes, it is now clear that you fear me. Hang on, I'll get the verse so you can see exactly what I mean. Exactly what I mean. So he says, Abraham, here I am. Do not lay a hand on the boy. Do not do anything to him. Now that I know that you fear God, because you have not withheld from me your son, your only son. Your only son. Is that Abraham's only son? It's not, which is another contradiction. That is not Abraham's only son. And you may say, hey, yeah, it's the only son that Abraham has because he like it's the only son that he has because he is he sent his other one away to die in the wilderness. But God would know that he's alive, right? God would absolutely know that that boy is alive. So why is it his only son? God knows that's not his only son. Ishmael's still out there running around. But in this story, he doesn't seem to know that. And he doesn't seem to know if Dr. Dino? Do you mean like Kent Hovind, or do you mean the other Dr. Dino? Like, I don't know, but don't advertise in my stream for other streams that are currently running. That's not cool, my guy. That's not cool. I thought he was banned off YouTube. Like, I thought Kent Hovind was banned off YouTube. But beam me up, Bob. No offense. Please don't advertise other streams in the middle of my stream. That's not really cool, my guy. That's not really cool. Like, I get what you're trying to, like, you're just trying to give people information. I get it, but it's for a small stream like me, advertising others is kind of, it costs me a lot of audience and stuff. It will take people over to a larger audience. I'd appreciate it if you didn't. Thank you. Because I don't go over to their stream and says, "Hey, I'm starting a stream right now. Come and join mine." I would expect the same level of respect from all streamers. I would never go over to somebody else's stream and say, "Hey, I'm starting a stream right now. Come on over." It's not the right thing to do, because I'm using their content in order to advertise my content. And so I don't allow it in mine, regardless of how big it is the person that you're sort of saying. I no offense, I'm not hassling you. Just please don't. That's all. I think we need to have sort of a reciprocal arrangement among YouTubers to respect one another's streams. Maybe God forgot about the... Oh my God. All right, I'll get to that comment, and I'll get to that comment. Yeah, a ram was provided as a substitute, and the sacrifice was redirected. Yeah. Oh, do you mean Kent Hovind? He's banned from YouTube. He shouldn't be on YouTube. Quick, go tell Emma Thorne, all right? She's gonna rip him a new one. If you mean like Kent Hovind, he's absolutely banned from this platform. He shouldn't be streaming on YouTube at all. Oh, I don't know, because, yeah, all right. No, that's fair. That's totally fair. Totally fair. No, I gotcha. Yeah, no, that man is banned. Last I heard, he was suing Mark Stoney for defamation or something. And he, like, I don't know. Ken Hovind's a weird one. He's kind of, he's very strange. He doesn't respect the law. He thinks he has a reputation to destroy. Like, his reputation is in the garbage. I don't know why Mark Stoney's would destroy his reputation. It's wild. Yeah, and so this is a verse that Christians point to as being, or some Christians, other Christians don't, I must admit, but there is a cadre of Christians that point to this as a prophecy of Jesus, and it makes zero sense whatsoever. Like, none whatsoever. Like, because if Isaac is supposed to represent Jesus, well, he was saved by God. He wasn't sacrificed. And if the ram is the substitute for Jesus, the ram gets slaughtered and doesn't come back. Like, I don't know why this is a prophecy. I have no idea. No idea. Isaac lived, although he probably had quite a significant bit of trauma. Yeah. You think that, so if you were a son of somebody, you were a child, you were a son of somebody, and your father took you up to do a religious ritual, and when you said, well, where's the stuff for the religious ritual, he hogtied you and was about to kill you, and then changed his mind because of an angel you can't see. I tell you, I would be leaving that tribe. Like, and what I don't get is why Sarah isn't getting mad. Like, Sarah got mad because Ishmael was mean to Isaac, enough to throw them out of the tribe. Abraham almost kills his son, and she's like, cool, all good. That's exactly what God wanted. Insane. The insanity is crazy. Abraham received reaffirmation of the promise I had made him that descendants would be numerous and that through them blessing would come to others. Yeah. So people have been roasting me ever since about traumatizing Abraham's son. Yeah, roasting you like he was going to roast his son. That is basically where it's at. Like, I don't blame somebody for hassling Abraham, for tying up his son, almost slaughtering him, and then he was going to roast him afterwards because don't forget, God really likes the smell of burnt offering. Not just any offering, but it has to be well done offering. Holy crap. Putting a guy in a situation where he's about to kill his son and probably making dinner conversation pretty awkward for a long time to test loyalty that I already knew that Abraham had. Am I the arsehole for asking Abraham to do this? Absolutely. I mean, holy crap. This is the worst stuff I have seen for quite some time. Was Abraham was God the arsehole? Because Abraham just does whatever God wants. Let's face it. He's not the mastermind of this. Abraham is never the mastermind. He's doing whatever anybody tells him to. So, it's really God that decided that he would put him through this test. And man, what a freaking sicko. Wrong for commanding Abraham to kill his son as a loyalty test. Holy crap. You know what it reminds me of? Those like spy agencies movies where the spy agency says, yeah, take care of this dog, and then you've got to shoot it in the face, like that is to me what it reminds me of. This is villain behavior if ever I've seen it. Like, seriously? Seriously, Abraham really wants a son with his wife Sarah. Then God's like, oh, well, I know what I'll do. I'll tell him to kill the son he's wanted for so long. I'll make him kill that son. And then I'll save him at the last minute. Man, talk about traumatizing the young. Holy crap. I know where I'm going with this. Let's see. The Holy Bible, says Jinx, a story that starts in a beautiful garden and goes downhill fast, like off a cliff fast. Oh, yeah. I mean, it doesn't start with great morals to begin with. It really starts with a do as I say, not as I do kind of thing at the very start. I mean, literally, God says, like, if you eat of these things, you will have my knowledge. So don't do what I'm doing. Do as I say. And yeah, it goes off the rails very, very fast. Stop Stupidity says God is a kid on an anthill with a magnifying glass. Well, yeah, I guess. I don't know, but like, God's got this really weird way of not seeing obvious consequences when they play out in front of him. Like letting Sarah do whatever, and it's like, well, I don't get how the consequences could be bad. Letting Abraham do whatever, well, I don't see how oh wow. Beta Ray says God is like Donald Trump. He does stuff only for himself to Hades with everybody else. Yeah, basically. Dr. Dino is live. Yeah, that guy is wildly terrible. Beam me up, Bob. Wildly terrible. I mean, I did notice, like, modern day debate went and got him, which, like, to be honest, if you're getting Kent Hovind for debates, you are scraping the bottom of the barrel. That is the bottom of the... Like, Kent Hovind, he is a debater that's seen as a joke by most interlocutors, that he's fun to, like, really rib, but he's not... he is terrible. Actually, speak of somebody that is like Trump, Kent Hovind has a lot of the same sort of narcissistic tendencies. It's really fascinating. Like, he can never admit that he's done anything wrong. Everything has to be about him. He has to be the one that saved everybody. It's absolutely disgusting. Beta Ray says, and Christians primarily by doctrine. This is Jesus ordering all this based upon your primary doctrine. Yeah. Yeah. But don't forget that Jesus and God are the same entity, but different persons. I don't know how that works. If nothing else, Jesus equals 100 nothing else, sorry, if nothing else, Jesus is 100% okay with these acts. Yes. Yes. He reaffirms the old laws, the Old Testament. He absolutely does. That's what I thought. Yeah, he was banned. I'm not sure what happened there. But Abraham doesn't know that Ishmael was still alive. Yes, correct, Jinx, but God should. And it's the angel. It's the angel that is talking for God that's saying he is your only son. So there's two options with this, right? That God doesn't know that Ishmael is alive, which doesn't make any sense according to the internal sort of logic of this story, because God's supposed to be omniscient. Or God lies, right? Which is impossible as well. It's a contradiction because God's omnibenevolent and a lie is immoral, right? So he can't do immoral things. So either way, you've got a contradiction in what, just not an internal contradiction to the story, but one that contradicts with what Christians claim God is, right? Like, if the Bible is 100% true, then God cannot be omniscient and omnibenevolent according to this story. Maybe God forgot about the other son. Yeah, I don't think omniscient beings can forget about things, but hey. Okay, Beta Ray says, well, Hopen's channel is not banned. Yes, it is. The Doc Dino channel, which I believe, and the Genesis Church, which were its two channels, they were shut down. He is not making regular streams himself, to my knowledge, on YouTube. Others repost it, however. That is possible. That is possible. I didn't think it lasted long. He basically goes on Rumble these days. I thought he was completely banned from YouTube, to be honest with you, because it wasn't just that his channel violated like community guidelines or something. That wasn't the case. It was that Kent Hovind himself violated YouTube's terms of service, because I think the rumor was, and this is just a rumor, please don't take this as fact, it's just my opinion, what I heard, that he was doing dodgy stuff like buying subs and, sort of getting, really abusing the system to make money, essentially. Thanks, but I didn't even click on it. Thought he was banned, though. Yeah, he is. He absolutely is. Because he shut, like, when the Dr. Dino channel got shut down, he went over to the Genesis Church channel, and that's when Emma Thorne did a really good expose on Kent Hovind just ignoring his ban. He is banned, right? Because then that was shut down, because he was on, that was his account. Anytime they prove an account is his, they shut it down. He shouldn't be on there at all. You may call me Ishmael if you wish. Yeah, this is not Moby Dick. I wish it was. But I think that the relation there is Ishmael was supposed to be a mighty hunter kind of thing, a bit like Nimrod. He was raised in the wilderness, so, he was basically the Tarzan of the Old Testament. So he was supposed to be a hunter, and so that's why the captain was called Ishmael, because obviously he was hunting Moby Dick. Suggestion: have mods link Discord to get people to chat after streams, or you may need to post an invite. Isn't the invite in the description working? Look, you're probably right. I probably should set up stream elements so I can like do exclamation Discord or something like that, right? Like I really need to learn how to use that properly. It's a really good suggestion, but I appreciate it. I do. You're absolutely right. I should have other people have got stream elements set up so you can just do exclamation Discord and it will basically tell people what the Discord is. That would be a way better idea. I gotcha. I will make a note of that, and I will try to do it before next stream. Paul and Jesus have difference of opinion about the law, more contradiction. Well, yeah, but, Paul's claiming to speak for Jesus, and Jesus is... Mark is doing Discord? Yeah, absolutely. My entire stream is Discord, Kings Mason. It's wild. That is Dr. Dino. Dr. Hoven, yeah. Yeah, not a real doctor. I went to his channels. It has no new video. Yep. They ban people for life for that. Yes, they do. Because, like, when you go into a terms of service agreement, like you're using somebody's platform, if you violate those terms of service, it isn't just, well, my channel did something. You are violating the terms of service. You have basically broken that contract with the company. And so why would they allow you to just make another contract with them when you've broken the first one? I can't say I blame them, but it's incredible how many people are just breaking terms of service and they don't, they just don't do anything about it. It's incredible. Would today's laws allow Abraham to do this? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. This would absolutely be, like, not only would it be illegal for you to do that, you would have your children taken away because you are not only a danger to them, but a danger to their mental health. I mean, can you imagine how Isaac would have felt when his father, like, bound him up to be a sacrifice? And then what? They're just supposed to live with that? They're just supposed to, oh, we'll carry on. Sure, Papa. I know you were going to kill me, but that's okay, Papa. Holy crap. Holy crap. Sounds like the permanent record in elementary school. Yeah, I mean, I sort of see it as more like, you know when they've got the people up on the bar and they've got photos of them like, do not serve this person, or you go into the supermarket and they've got like, people not being served kind of thing. That's what I kind of see it as. If somebody is going to be violate your agreement that badly, yeah, they don't deserve to have that experience. No, sorry. Do not serve this person. Absolutely not. Yeah, it's in the main chat. It's there in the main chat. Come to Discord to chat after streams. Oh, yeah, I mean, I could add that to it. But yeah, I think a better way would be get Stream Elements up and running. You're not wrong, Beta Ray. I really should use the Discord more. I do admit that. Hello, Robin. Good to see you. Oh, Jinx, I didn't say hello to you. Hello. And Beta Ray, good to see you. Good suggestions. Kings Mason, good. Beam me up, Bob. Look, mate, honestly, I appreciate you giving me a chance to laugh at Hovend. It's one of my favorite things. As you all know, laughing at Hovend is definitely one of my favorite things to do. One by Land in the house. So good to see you. So good to see you. We have reached 5 super chat, mostly due to a Herculean effort by Stop the Stupidity. Herculean effort. Is that the right word? I don't know. It's a okay. I'm just no, fantastic. And I will be doing a gaming stream. It'll probably be Friday night, but I am open to suggestions as long as I can squeeze it into my schedule. I'll probably go for a couple of hours, like my member stream, which is tomorrow night Eastern time, or tomorrow morning my time, and we will be continuing our cat-based gameplay. This is funny. Look, Skeptic Philosophy, so good to see you, but seriously, this is what I see comes up in my program when you put face fuchsia poop shape. It's kind of it's appropriate. We're talking about Hovend when you bring up face fuchsia poop shape. Yes, Hoband is definitely one of those. When I look over it makes so much more sense in the chat when it's the emoji, but that's what comes up in my thing, which is actually hilarious. Good to see you, Robin. Oh, Big Bad Mama. Ironically, Kent is now live. Do we want to go over and hassle Kent? But he needs said, I thought I updated the invite. Oh, God damn it. All right. Yeah, I'll look over it and see if I can figure it out. Thanks, Beta Ray. If it's not working, because I was getting some arseholes in the Discord, so I had to change it. Should we go over and look at the stream? He's live now. Neighbors back then were, that's his kid. If he wants to cut him up on the altar, what business of that is ours? Look, skeptic philosophy, I think it is telling that Abraham left his slaves behind, or his servants behind, when he went up to the mountain to bind and kill Isaac. It's almost like people being there probably would have raised objections. Just saying. Just saying. And we also have to add a charge of sheep stealing to, because it wasn't his ram that he sacrificed in the end. It was just some random ram in the chat. So since you're doing a gaming stream, no, I save I save Hent Covent performances for special occasions like Easter. I will do one for Easter. I promise. I'll do one for Easter. Okay, I'll do a Hent Covent Easter stream, live debate with Dr. Wagner. Okay, on YouTube, Streamception. All right, we're gonna do it because I am a sucker for punishment. A sucker for punishment. I might have to mute it because dang, that man is stupid. But Kent Hovind. What channel's it on? Marty, so good to see you. Which channel is it? Kent Hovind Official 1. Yeah, he keeps getting his channels banned. Thank you. Kent Hovind Official 1. That is not a page. That is not a page. Did they shut him down already? Oh, that would be hilarious. That would actually be hilarious if he's got shut down already. I don't see it. What? I don't see it. I see somebody's uploaded stuff. Try the Dr. Dino page. Oh yeah, there we go. So what do we got here? Kybab Uplift. It's live. Wait, it's a reposting? Facebook. Oh, he's got a link in Facebook. Call us 855 Big Dino. It's definitely him. This is an old debate. Okay. I thought this guy was banned from YouTube. He let me see. Let's say he's like a cockroach you can't get rid of. All right, let's see if anybody will bite. I'm going to turn the sound off. Yeah, it's an old debate. So Dr. Wagner is a I believe he's like a geologist or something.
Well, I was doing preparation for this debate and looking up various things and trying to come up with various weren't covered in my high school. One friend of mine was actually taken to after-school detention for saying the name. Well, in my case, learn about what I need to be covering better, which is the creation view. And I know that wasn't 15 minutes. This could mean we all get out of here a little early.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. This is my 65th debate.
Yeah, so if you don't know, Kent Hovind is obsessed with the amount of debates he's done. He kind of...
Great, that means...
He's kind of, you know... Let's see. Can't silence the truth, Mark. I don't want to silence the truth. Just Hovind scamming and violating YouTube terms of service. These guys bit. They bit. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, so he's like putting on his old videos in order to try and dodge again. And why has he got another channel? Why another channel? I do not understand. And this channel, like, can I just point out, this old debate's got 17 people watching. It is so bad. Maybe we should do like do we really want to do the debate dissection on this? Like, seriously? It's wild, right? It's wild. Jesus was sent by God and God raised Jesus. No, pretty sure Mary did. Pretty sure Mary did. But never mind. No, I'm not going to watch an old debate of Hovind's. I'm sorry, peeps. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, it's just no. No. Oh no. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. I got better things to do. I got better things to do. Yeah. The irony is that if I couldn't read the comment of you hassling me. Isn't that ironic? That is ironic, isn't it? There's some irony in the chat. That if I couldn't read, I wouldn't be able to read the comment of you insulting me. Isn't that ironic? There's some irony for you. There we go. Good old irony. It's they really don't think before they post this stuff, do they? Anyway, that has been, is God the a-hole? I think we've got the last poll to wrap up. It is 75%. Yes. So yeah, I think all of that is yeah, it's fantastic. So yeah, so the things that really bother me with these stories is how much God doesn't know about stuff. How evil God is being, how horrible Sarah and Abraham, his chosen people, are. Like, so incredibly bad. Like, so incredible, like mustache-twirling villainy kind of stuff. And I can't even blame Abraham for the binding of Isaac. I just think he's kind of weak. He's just kind of really weak. Like, Abraham does what Sarah wants. Abraham does what God wants. Abraham doesn't think for himself in any way, shape, or form. Like, I mean, what kind of a God goes, well, you're going to kill your son. I'm going to test to see whether you are enough of a sheep to do that. Like, whether you can't think for yourself. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like, seriously, we're sort of... So here on our side, we are promoting critical thinking and evaluating of actions, what they're going to cause. And on the whole, don't traumatize your children by tying them to altars and going to sacrifice them. And the other thing that gets me about this is that God doesn't know about Ishmael, or he lies about him. and says, Isaac's your only son. It doesn't make any sense. Now, it makes sense if you look at these stories as collections of oral mythology that's been put together to try and make a cohesive story. Like if it's all just oral traditions, stories passed down, basically just stuff that they made up and, you know, sort of events that were colorized by a lot of mythology that they put together to try and make a cohesive story. That would make sense. Totally. Totally makes sense. But if you're looking at it in a way that is, well, does this line up with the claims that are being made to us by the current Christians of the day? None of this lines up. God doesn't know about Sodom and Gomorrah. He's got to go check it out. God doesn't know that Abraham's got another son apart from Isaac, even though he should. He was the one that went and saved Ishmael and Hagar, in the wilderness. He should know that he has another son, but he's like, Isaac is your only son. God doesn't know if Abraham is loyal or not, whether he is going to fear God or not, and then says afterwards, well, it is good that you fear me. Now I know that you fear me. And it's like, why didn't you know before? You're supposed to know everything. Oh, hello, Nino Savant. Yeah, the official but not official. Look, if you know, he's got the big dino number on it. I think that it is Hovind in some way. I do not think that Hovind would allow anything to go up on the internet with his likeness and not get a cut of the profits, to be honest with you. But anyway, it's very strange, and it does not align with anything that modern apologists tell us about God. So, in some way, they've got to explain it. But anyway, horrible stuff. This was an awful passage. It's still going to continue awful because it's the Old Testament. But thank you so much for joining me. As I said before, the member stream is tomorrow night or day, whichever whichever yeah, no, it's absolutely his, Nino. Don't if I was all powerful, I would always win. Well, it's not about winning. It's about knowing that people are loyal or not. It's weird that an all-knowing God, all-powerful, you would always win. Yeah, you get the free will argument in there that you have to allow people to do what they want, but it's weird because, if you're going to use the free will argument, it's that humans have to be able to make their own choices and God can't interfere, right? So the problem comes that when Abraham says, no, don't kick Hagar and Ishmael out because that's my son, right? I want to have my son with me, so no, Sarah, you are not kicking him out. God goes and talks to Abraham and says, nah, dog, kick that bitch out to the wilderness. Get rid of her, right? Right, like, kick him out. So where's the free will there? If God doesn't interfere and say, hey, no, Abraham, you've got to kick her out into the wilderness, then isn't he interfering with free will? And why can he interfere with free will to tell Abraham to sacrifice his son when he wouldn't have done that without God interfering and telling him so? I mean, that is a dick move, quite frankly. That would be a horrible move. That would be a horrible, horrible move. That would be awful. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed Genesis 21 and 22, seen through the lens at Reddit, Am I the Arsehole? Member stream tomorrow. I will be doing a gaming stream, so if you do want to see that on Friday night Eastern Time, Saturday morning my time, give a big thank you to Stop the Stupidity for making it happen through hook or crook, as I think they say. He made it happen, so yes, that will be happening. But for the meantime, do take care, be kind to yourself, If something's a bad idea, don't let a voice in your head tell you otherwise. Some things are just a bad idea. They have bad consequences. I cannot imagine how traumatized that kid is from his dad binding him and holding a knife. I mean, that is nightmare fuel. So don't do that. Even if a voice in your head tells you so, it's not a good idea. Please do not. And be kind to others, especially your child who is traumatized by you basically almost ending him. Not good. Not good. But do take care, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everyone.
To what new horizons can we look now? Where are tomorrow's opportunities? The frontiers of the future are not on any map. But now, what's ahead of us?